Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in the world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod and the 40 unit saves version. We ended last episode ready to start a new turn, and I'm about ready to do that. The only thing I gotta cross my fingers on is, please, Britain, please, 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 would you fix your dang port? It's hurting my trade. I could sure use that extra income right there. I've got a lot of rebuilding and reinforcing and recruitment on my armies to get done and get completed. So please, please, fix your freaking port. It's gotta hurt you too if you don't have, well, maybe you have a secondary port? No, you must not, because if it cut off all the trade, you must not. But please, fix your port. Okay, let's get moving on. We'll take a look at the next turn, see what it brings, see what the future holds for us. If anything exciting happens, I'll jump in mid-turn. Otherwise, we'll see you on the other side. All right, in the United Provinces, looks like we had some sabotage take place. I take that back. The sabotage did not happen in the United Provinces. It just happened in one of my territories, so the spy once again does more damage to the ironworks. Big whoop-de-doo, because they didn't even move this army that I was so afraid of. All they did was move this little guy down here. He's probably just going to charge around, damaging my outpost cities. Who knows? Oh, well. So much for expecting the worst. Let's see, we got a new gentleman in the Netherlands, so we can strategically place him. In fact, let's get over there and see which school we'd like him in the most. That's what's happened, as we finished a square and it moved us up to carbines, but I'm going to reassign that training over here first of all. So let's get to that school right here, Den Haag. And we got it on the training I wanted next. Maybe what we'll do, I guess it decides, because we got to team them up in the school. So I guess we'll team up this one, since that's taking the longest time. We'll send him over here to that particular school, that's Luxembourg, Utrecht, Den Haag, and there it is right there. So it's nearby where we're going to send him. Let's just get him on his way. It's one less thing to remember to do. Yeah, there we go. Aha! There we go. Brings it down to 30. Took 4 turns off the completion. Enemy raid. Where did that take place? Okay, they raided the church on his way up. We have completed the square formation, as we figured out already. The trade agreement is canceled between us and Prussia. So much for whooping income. We're only making a little over 6,000, or maybe only about 6,000. Does that mean you, Britain, did not fix what I asked you to fix? Where? We got military technologies completed. So that's you, I believe, the one who just completed it, and then we put you on another military technology. So we're gaining some abilities there. And we had some natural causes. An admiral. The admiral that is charged with blockading the port here in Sweden has departed us. I think one thing I'm going to do right now, since we determined Sweden has taken over Norway, there's one more port over here. Although I wonder if this is just a fishing port. Yeah, it's a fishing port. So unless that changes, I don't feel I need to blockade that. There's no trade going in through there. And there's no other ports here. So we effectively do have Sweden blockaded the way we're doing it right now. So we'll continue with that. Some state capitals, upgrading presidential palace in Netherlands. All these upgrades will help our income a little bit there, and repression. And finally, well, it kicked us off looking at the notes over here to India. So there's one thing I'm curious to do, and that's move up the coast, see if we can gain sight of the Mughal fleets and see what they may have. There's 2 more ports to check. Is this another port up here yet? No, that one hasn't developed. So there's 2 more ports to check to see if there's any kind of navy floating around from the Mughals. So we're just going to take both of us, and there's this one, or is there 3 ports? Oh, there may be 3. No. This does not count. That's still Portugal. They never took over Portugal. And so far, nothing here. Let's take a... Okay, we do have a navy over here. Let's take a look at what that navy might consist of. Zebek and a brig. Okay, so that does not scare me. We're going to blockade that thing right in there. I don't know if he can build while blockaded. I think he probably can. But for the moment, what I may look at doing temporarily... Do I want to recruit? I'm going to take a peek and see if I have some trade nodes overstaffed. And hang on, I'm going to pause and bring you right back while I check that. Alright, back here in the Straits of Madagascar, I found a couple spare vessels, and I don't need much to do what I need. We're going to take a brig over here. And we're going to take a spare sloop over here. We're going to send them back to India, and these two will go damage the 2 other ports that they have going on over there and shut down. That's all I need. All I should need, at least temporarily, to shut down their trade, and that'll hamper them tremendously, I hope. So that's our initial plan over here in India. Let's get back there and just double check what we still have to work with. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on building any forces here yet, since he seems to not be super aggressive over here. Perhaps me going against his trade and hurting his trade is going to hamper him a little bit. We'll find out. We'll be able to blockade here when those 2 ships come over with one of them, and we will be able to at least do damage down here to this port until he moves a unit there, and then at that time blockade. So let's get back to the Americas then. We'll look there next. The Iroquois apparently did not actually make any kind of incursion into Upper Louisiana. So I think what we're going to do, as we are working to replenish, we're going to start making a move up towards Detroit, the fort in Detroit. Try to cover the border here. I'm going to take some of those funds and replenish some more. And hopefully we'll be ready. We'll find out what kind of stack we're dealing with soon as we move north through Iroquois territory. The other thing that would be nice, since I'm going to be moving through some native areas, would be able to find a spot. We just need cities to grow is what we need to get a church school built up, so we can start converting their lands as I'm taking them over. But first thing I'll do right now is we will repair this cotton plantation over here, start gaining back some of that income. And at the moment, I'm not going to recruit yet down here. I'm going to try repairing and replenishing armies as we go. So I guess this is going to be a quiet turn on our part overall. Let's get back up to the continent. And at some point, I'm almost thinking I may need to move one of these schools out of Flanders at some point. And maybe we rebuild a school here as opposed to a church. We are going to get one church school going just so we can start the conversion process here. But I'm only going to keep it with one at this point. And I think I will. Let's do that. Let's get the school going down here. And then at some point we will convert. I don't think it matters which one we take out, which school. Maybe I'll keep him there and move the other one. That may be the one we do decide to move. Okay, now we can look at doing some more rebuilding. Well, we don't have a lot of funds left. I don't think we can afford any of these buildings. Let's do one thing and find out now that we've got... Nah, we still might not be able to start taxing yet. What's our income so we can compare 5317? We don't want to change our tax policy. We want to remove this and see if income definitely goes up now, and we can afford the public order. So guess what? We're keeping it just the way it is right now. At the same time, I can start repairing here. Which building is the most important? I don't feel a need for recruiting per se, so we're just going to help our research by rebuilding there. And that's probably about it. If we take a look at the army and just choose all of them and see if we can see if any of them will start getting repaired with the remaining funds. One whole regiment. There we go. But we got a fair amount that are getting back to full strength anyway, so we're not in bad shape that way. And that was a quick turn. I don't think there's really anything else I need to look at the moment. What was this vessel in here again? A single fifth rate, but I got it blockaded in with well more. So I think we're in good shape to move forward and make this turn go ahead. We'll take a look in the Iroquois territory when we get back. Hopefully our navies will arrive in the Indian theater to blockade the ports and put the pressure on the Mughals. And if they stay pretty stagnant, maybe we'll work with the forces we do have down there to start conducting some raids of our own to hamper their abilities. So that's kind of what I'm looking at and thinking about. If you have any other ideas, let me know, but that's where we're going to proceed. Next turn, we'll see you on the other side. Oh, and Spain decided to get active with us again. Just when you're feeling good and in control again, Spain had to go and do its thing. Well, I'm going to call my allies to help because I would like Great Britain involved. Hopefully they will stay involved. Westphalia is the wild card. Will they stay with us or not? I do not know. We're about to find out. And Westphalia has refused to join us. The question is, though, it does not look like they also broke treaty with Spain, so hopefully we don't have to worry about Westphalia. Maybe we can go back there and make them some kind of allies again, just so, yeah, they stayed allies there, though. But if they didn't join the war, I don't know. I don't know. Spain has been building up forces in Central America, so we will have that to worry about. And the worst of all is in the Straits of Madagascar, they have that frightening fleet to deal with. So that has me concerned. Obviously, on this first move after declaring war, they didn't make a move on me because nothing popped up about it. But oh well. Let's see what we got here. They'd like a military alliance. Well, I'm just staying away from military alliances, and I'm not going to give up ring bayonet for improved grenades at this point. I can't even build grenadiers yet, so no. Friedrich and his creative, always in his favor transactions. Oh, looks like Sweden would like a little peace. He doesn't like the way we've... He wants me to give up Flanders for peace. Why don't we just try taking that out of the picture right now and see if he'll still sue for peace. No, they reject it, so we're still at war, and that's fine. There's no way I was going to give up Flanders. All right, in the iron workshops, once again, down in Sambalpur, in India, they don't realize I'm giving them that province, and they're going to end up taking it over with all this damage that they're creating. One thing you'll notice if we go down that direction, look at they woke up and they sent their army in, and they will easily take it over next time. After this guy almost came up here and didn't, I guess, yeah, after he already destroyed, so they're going to have all these things to fix up. well, guess what? We're going to now start blockading, and we're probably going to use our army in such a way to land in here, at least once we get a fleet to move them around, and do some damage and try to wreak havoc on their economy, so that when time arrives for us to invade for real, we're hopefully weakening them up a little bit. So let's see what else is going on. An enemy raid. Oh, that's the wetlands that we saw up there. And agent detected somewhere. What agent? Aha! So we over around Paris, and who is he an agent of? And that is a Spanish agent has been detected there. One thing I'm going to do now that we know we don't have to fear land battle or land force move from Sweden is we're going to get the rake back down, because we can probably use him to help us out down here, at least to help see more things like this, other rakes. And a trait has been gained, +2 management for army administration, so that's Rutger. And let's make sure he's the current army guy. Yes, he is, so he's increasing. Election still 3 turns off. That's good, as this cabinet is already better than the old one ever was. So hopefully they'll gain another term after this. And finally, our fleet has arrived in India. There we go. And let's bring them out this way, and we'll split them up port to port.
Send orders, Captain.
We'll send the sloop down here to damage this one. Actually, they haven't even repaired, so we're going to keep the sloop down here. We'll send the brig up to blockade this one. And we are going to apply some pressure. And oh no, I guess we aren't applying as much pressure. There's another port. Did that just pop up? It could be. I don't remember a port there, so maybe it just grew. Their population just grew and it just appeared, because I'll tell you, was I that blind where I didn't see it? It must be brand new. It's got to be brand new. So now we haven't cut off all his trade, and I'm a little hesitant to split up these. While right now we're better than his 2 ships with my 2 ships. Well, let's just go back to the Straits of Madagascar real quick. Of course, that's the last thing I want to do is take vessels out of here, but maybe by taking vessels out of here, I'm actually saving them. I don't know. Is there anyone else that's overstacked? Anyone where I've got some extra ships to play with? Well, let me just see if I have any small ships like brigs or anything else I can take out of here. Yeah, like a brig. It's not going to make much difference against that fleet of theirs. And then we'll truly hamper the trade of the Mughal Empire next turn. Britain, did you ever? No, you haven't. Fix your freaking port. I wish I could walk over there and do it for you. Jeez, driving me crazy. One thing that did happen on the turn, I didn't stop for it. It wasn't that important, but the Iroquois are mobile yet again. And how do we match up? It looks like we do match up. We aren't back to full strength quite yet, but I'm going to make a move for a change on their territory as we start moving towards Detroit. So this will be our battle coming up here. There we go. We have a slight edge is what it's telling us, probably because of the cannon. He has a large contingent here of warriors, which is always tough for me. He does have some of his own cavalry, unlike other times. So this is a better matchup other than my artillery than we've had and than he's had in the past. So anyway, I'll join you on the battlefield. Okay, it is another winter battlefield. Look, the snow abruptly... Oh no, it's still going. We've got a snowy battle ahead of us. They have a very small... No, it's pretty large. I take it back. It does continue over the hill. That's going to cause some issues potentially for our artillery. There's really... That hill right in the middle kind of makes things awkward for us. We really don't have any great location for artillery, and this kind of blocks me from getting up the hill over this way. I guess the best So we'll do this. We'll get our artillery, and I'm just going to keep it together this time right here. We're going to extend it out here so we got decent coverage, yeah, on a somewhat of a hillside over the course of the battlefield, and we'll just have to protect it like crazy. With him having, I think, 4 regiments of cavalry, maybe he's learning in his army mixes, we are going to protect the artillery with our pikemen. Unfortunately, if he closes hand-to-hand against us, we do have some abilities here, at least with the ring bayonet to go back and forth. And we do have options, once again, for the first time in this playthrough, for the square formation if his cavalry becomes a problem too. So maybe we can afford to have the pikemen there and be just fine. Let me just pull my own cavalry out of the line. We'll place them at the end. Is that all I have cavalry besides the commander? And let's see, we'll get a couple of units since we're near the edge of the map over here. And I think we will just kind of keep this line that they have here. We'll just move it a little bit forward. And we'll get a couple, 2, 3, whatever units. We'll get one over this way for melee backup support, just some reserves spread along the line. And one over on this flank, just in case we get overwhelmed with melee combat. We'll keep the general at this point near the center. In fact, right where he is seems just fine to me. Let's hold everybody else. In fact, we'll keep the native cavalry over here where I'm going to make a guess that we are going to see more of their cavalry action, and I'm going to keep just the token. Where is the other cavalry? Well, wherever he is. Oh, he's over. It's because I can't see all of them. That's why I could never find it before. We're going to keep this guy over on this wing. So there we go. We are ready. Let's get this off and open fire with the artillery and find out where he's starting from, or how. And most of them probably hidden once again. And there's the only unit we can see, a chief's bodyguard in the back, and he will become, by default, the target of my artillery. Oh, there's some more. It looks like it's mostly the cavalry, which I'm just fine focusing in on with our early fire. One thing about the cavalry moving like that, it's going to keep them visible there. At least the cavalry can't sneak up on me. And I'm kind of waiting to see which way they are going to move so I can figure out how to move my own cavalry to counter their movements. So it's kind of a wait and see mode we're in at the moment. I'm going to bring the pikemen up early, front and center, just because they seem to be headed towards the center. And I want to counter that. In fact, temporarily, let's just silence the cannon. And let's move up. I didn't want them too close to the artillery just in case they flowed through in their attack. There we go. Unfortunately, we're going to take some fire potentially. Let's do this. Halt fire so we don't take some... Okay, we got infantry moving in. We just saw, there's mounted tribal. But we should be able to handle this with the pikemen alone. Yes, we are. Although we have taken significant, well, I can't remember what their full, yeah, we started at 500. We took significant casualties, but Warrior Society, Tribal Mounted Gunners. Let's get back and see if we can switch to canister on the artillery. And if we would hurry up and move. We will get our artillery ready to fire. And we'll let them pick and choose. Keeping the pikemen ready. Yeah, I said let them pick and choose, and now I'm aiming them because I wasn't so sure. They were focusing on the ones moving against them, but the canister shot has rattled them. And we are seeing activity off on the wings. Mounted tribal gunners, we're going to move against them. And we're going to keep one of these units moving against the bowmen. Try to stiffen up the flank yet again. Kind of let one of our line infantries get out of hand here. And they are closing in with Warrior Society here, so we're going to bring some support that way. And we're taking heavy casualties, but it looks like we'll be able to hold and drive them off. Recover here, we'll bring them forward a little bit. And we're going to go back to some long shot on the artillery. So they really managed to outnumber us over here, and we didn't have enough of a force. In fact, let's get some more cavalry over against these bowmen to help out our artillery. We'll protect against the bowmen over here. Withdraw you. Cavalry is active in there, but we do not want them against the Warrior Society, so let's bring them back against these bowmen who seem to have taken it too. I didn't send a strong enough cavalry force. Oh, they were down to just 2. In fact, let's just get this fixed up over here. Withdraw our support here. They are running fast, so we survived. It was a little sloppy there. We survived. Let's send out some cavalry to work against them. Lower their numbers. I thought we took off canister shot. Apparently that was only one of them. And have a little more opportunities for some hand-to-hand fighting over here. And we finally did take out those warriors down here. Back for support over here since you broke the first time. Cavalry wise, we got warriors. We've still got lots of warriors out there. Medicine men. There's some bowmen in the back we can be working on perhaps at some point. And I think we're going to start getting a little more aggressive on our part now. They're moving in, so we'll wait on that side. Change 1 to canister. Yeah, they're in range. We got bowmen clogging up the center. We're going to bring the general out against them. all-out assault from this guy from chasing down. We're going to take our other cavalry over here to work against the chief. We're going to hold off on these guys temporarily. We got some big-time retreats going on. As we target the proper ones, let's get the chief down. Let's get the chief down now. Let's forget everybody that we've broken and get focused on the chief. People can't take him out. Got some of their warriors that have been closed. Let's bring some other support here for melee. And we'll break him. Question is, how much damage are we taking going against the chief? We have some fairly weak units, and my general, how is he holding up? Not too many damages there yet. And we have significantly worn him down, and that's just what we wanted. And there we go. We got the enemy chief. It looks like they're in full retreat. Well, except for some units off in the distance over here. Let's do this first. Let's rattle them this way with little artillery. Run down some of the others. Once these guys get rattled, we'll move on in on the enemy medicine men. Had trouble spitting that one out, didn't I? Yeah, the medicine men, they see easy prey in the cavalry. We got another unit over here, some bowmen. We need to work on that. And we got just the units to do it. So much for running down the medicine men. So the bowmen at the moment appear to be the last unit that's made an appearance. I thought the medicine men were the last, and they're breaking. And let's silence the artillery at this point. Okay, we do end the battle. What I'm going to do is run them down, but we won't do that on camera because that's just wrapping things up. We're going to see if we can minimize who get off. A lot of their units have already gotten off the battlefield, so they will be able to retreat, but we're going to run any others down that we can to make it a little easier next time. Alright, we ended up with a close victory. We definitely took some damages in the hand-to-hand combat, so let's go and see how we did. We lost 901 to their 3411, so we're in great shape as far as overall numbers to continue the pursuit. 3935 versus 969. They're headed back to the capital, so we'll see how much further we can continue to advance, and it just might be that we can take on... Oh, they didn't go into the capital, did they? Does that mean we should take it over? I'm afraid if we take it over and get stagnant in there, will they just bypass us to go down to Louisiana? I think what we got to do is keep the pressure on, keep ourselves between them and our territory as much as possible. If they got to try going down there, have them take the slower route so they can't get so far. What we will do is we have a little money to work with, so we're going to try and do some replenishment on the field as best we can. Nice to know Detroit is unoccupied, so once we get rid of this, we can then easily at our leisure take on Detroit. And that seems to be all at the moment that we need to deal with here. One thing we got to do now, though, is recall and take a look down here at Spanish forces. And we do have sight down here, so there's not much going on in Panama. Said that with a weird act, Panama. But we do have a bit of an army, and what kind is it? Mostly native, mostly militia, Yeah, it looks like mostly nothing too strong. A little bit of colonial line infantry. I think a little bit left over. I don't know that they can recruit any on hand right here. So it may be that what we got to do is end the Spanish presence in Central America. But to do that, we're going to have to get a little recruiting going. And we do fortunately have a little bit of funds available. And the question becomes, so I do have a couple that I've recruited there. I never did recruit any more here. So I guess I won't recruit any there at the moment. I can do all my recruiting right here just so they're in one spot to pick up. I am a little bit worried that we won't have artillery. We won't have cavalry. Do we have over here in New Orleans the ability to recruit any cavalry units? Yes, we do. Native cavalry, we're going to build a couple. Well, we're going to build one because now we're out of funds. Yeah, we'll just stick with that. And that is our build to start countering the Spanish. Unfortunately, they're going to, at some point, they're going to wake up in the Straits of Madagascar over here. And they got this fleet just hanging out. Oh, I do not look forward to them making a move against us. Oh well, oh well, oh well. We'll deal with it. They wipe us out, we'll deal with it. I don't think it makes any difference if I combine everybody up onto one trade node, because they still outclass us overall, because it's all those fifth rates. All those fifth and sixth. I don't care as much about the light galleys and the brigs and the other ones. It's those. He has quite a quantity of fifth rates. So we're just gonna hang tight down there for the moment. Can we afford any more repair? In fact, maybe down here. Nope, that one's too costly. 1,600. We can get our barracks redone. That allow for some recruitment. We might as well spend our funds to the max, and then the Admiralty will upgrade when we have the chance. That would appear to be it. As far as any agents go, we still got our missionary active down here, 36%, and we're going to lose the province though next time. Yeah, we'll just keep you nearby to keep an eye on what's going on here once they take it over. After that, once we know this is taken over, I'm probably going to send my missionary down here to start giving me eyes down here so I can start thinking about doing some raids on this territory in the south, because that may be the one that I take over, since it's buffered a lot by Mysore, and it gives them a narrow path. So if I end up, as long as Mysore is around, this is the one I may be targeting when I'm ready to take over a territory. So we shall see. We shall see. And next turn we'll have our fleet ready to blockade and hamper their income. Okay, I've looked around, haven't really seen anything else that needs to get done that I can see at least. We're going to go ahead. We're probably getting near time-wise the end of the episode, and it may end up being one of those that only has one battle, that against the Iroquois, but we're going to hit the next turn button, see if it brings us any exciting, anything exciting to look forward to. We're going to plead. I'm going to send a dignitary over there to plead with the British to fix their port. Not that there's a mechanic for it. I'm just going to do that in my head. We'll keep our fingers crossed and hit the next turn button. Okay, and in that next turn there, I forgot, there's even on the coast of Brazil, there was a trade node that was covered by the Spanish, and they have a galley, a 6th rate and a 5th rate. Nothing particularly overwhelming per se. I may have to send my 6th rates down there to move against them, and that doesn't bode well for the Straits of Madagascar if this fleet's all of a sudden getting active. But what I'm going to do is retreat here and hopefully live to fight another day. Maybe I'll retreat towards my other fleet, so if he moves against me, I'll have more support. So let's find out if that's going to work for us. Yeah, this time I'm... Oh, no, 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 don't go that far away. You're supposed to stop by the other fleets. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Now I have no recourse. I guess... Well... We're just going to auto-resolve this one. There's no way I can out-battle with one against a 6th rate and a thing. We're just going to auto-resolve and cross our fingers that he does not capture my vessel. And what do we have? We lost it, and it doesn't look like he captured anything. And at the same time, he lost one of his vessels. So we did our job on the auto-resolve. So thank you, Mr. Auto-resolve, hiding in the computer wherever you are. Oh, no, no, no. We didn't even sink. Now we're getting a little closer, although I don't think they're damaged enough. I'm going to try retreating again, see if we can wear down his movement. And like I said, come back to fight another day. And he can stay up with us. And once again, we're going to do a little auto-resolve. Once again, hoping that he does not capture us at all. Enemy killed. No, this time he did capture our fleet. That's good. However, he lost a vessel, so he's still sitting at 2 vessels. One of them is our fleet, though, which doesn't thrill me. But that should hamper his movement. No. Okay, no, look. This time, we got he only has my flute. Oh, but it's in better shape than the one he's attacking. We're gonna do this battle. See if we can make it happen. Here we go. All right, we are here on the high seas. We have our amazing flute. I say that tongue-in-cheek. We have a damaged hull side. It would appear on the port side. That is the left side, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Starboard looks strong. So maybe what we try to do, in addition to taking advantage of the wind, is try to get out here off to the side a little bit. We can move in with the wind. And then let's see where it starts and see if we can keep the battle on my strong side, the starboard side, as much as possible to give us at least that kind of an advantage. Let's get started, find out where he's at. Oh, now he has more guns than myself, but look at those hulls. His hull strength does not seem as good, so maybe I have some hope here. If I move in quickly and keep it to my starboard, somehow find a way to work it that way, so my strong side hull gets to work on his weaker side's hull, and just hope I can get an advantage somehow that way. So let's get in there close and see how we can do. Okay, as we're looking right now at the angle we're approaching, he would get the first shot, so let's start working the angle off a little bit. So maybe as we close in, we'll have a better opportunity to get off that first round. I think that's going to be important since I have less guns, 25 to his 42. And if I can angle off right as we get a little closer to get that first shot, and then if I can use the wind maybe to whip around his stern somehow, that would be ideal, I'm thinking. Not that we're working with the most maneuverable vessel here, but then he's working with the same kind, so we'll see. Unless the AI can somehow maneuver it better than I can. As the live player, we'll find out. Yeah, okay, this should get me in range to get off that first shot. There's the first volley. Was he actually, it almost felt like he was, I got a sense he was turning into me a little bit. That would be odd. I'm so used to looking from up the higher vantage point. But yeah, it almost feels like he's turning into me, like he's trying to catch the wind a little bit. Let's keep him in our sights as we get ready to fire another round. Doesn't seem like it's hitting very well, does it? No, he's turning back now. Let's get our guns around. He wants to be able to start taking a shot on me. Now he's turning back in again. I don't think he seems to be able to make up his mind. We also need to work on our aim. Rocking so much, it's affecting our aim. Steady as she goes here. We are making the hits right now, though, little by little. Let's try this. Let's try slowing down and see if the rocking goes away. You know, if the boats are rocking. Say we have the advantage. Is it helping us at all not to be sailing right now? I don't know. Do those shots seem a little more accurate at all? I don't know. Finally, combatant losing slightly. We want to see more of that. He's still moving against the wind, trying to get up at to a broadside on us. Yeah, he's not really close enough for that, so we're just gonna stick with some long shot. Ooh, nice hit there. I look like a nice hit there. Are we seeing his hull damage going down though? That's what I'm not clear upon. He's starting to catch some wind, and pretty soon, if I turn a lot more up this way, I'm going to start losing that wind. So that's maybe what he's been angling for, to try and catch that wind. Let's hope we can, while this is going on, we can manage to continue doing some damage. We're taking some shots now. Come on, we got to keep working that hull. Keep ours green. Keep ours staying green. We have ourselves in a position to win this battle on this side of our ship, weaken down his hull. We started at a position of strength, but his guns outnumber us. Now with him having the wind, he's trying to get behind me, just as I would have liked to get behind him. Turn a little more, we'll get some wind back. Our hull is still green. Looking at those hull meters, that's the biggest thing I'm looking for. We got to see that thing go down some more. Is it this side that's going down? Either way, I think this is the one that's going down that we're getting hits on. Let's hope it keeps happening and we keep in the green. Come on, it seems like he's getting off a lot of shots here. Come on, guys. Let's reload and get this thing going. We're going to be moving out of the wind soon. Starting to see our hull weaken with his superior firepower. But we're lowering his gun numbers a bit. Slowly getting more even. Come on, don't let him get away from us. Keep turning, keep turning. There we go, we're getting a wind now. We're gonna have a little bit more maneuverability. If we can just get some solid shots. There we go on the hull. That was a good one. except our hull now is getting weak fast. It's going down faster than his hull, it seems. Come on, we need some solid hits here. Down to 18 guns now, though, to his 30, so I don't know if we have the firepower to do this. It says we're both losing slightly, which is I find quite interesting. Our hull's looking like Swiss cheese. I don't know about his either. All I know is ours looks really bad. And we seem to be lowering quicker than we seem to get his lowered. Oh, please. We need a nice hit. Oh, he's starting to get around us. His hull is so weak. Some wind advantage to turn again and keep up with him. We almost lose him when we don't have the wind. No, don't fade on me now. Don't fade on me now. We were so close. Oh, he wavered too. Who's going to be the first one to blink? No, we are. Not good, not good, not good. Ah. Oh, frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. We came so close. Now the question becomes, did he capture us or did he sink us? He did not capture us, and we are still remaining. That's probably the best thing we could have hoped for. Oh no, are we sinking? It says we were remaining. No, but that's because we had retreated. So I guess the best thing is, though, he did not capture us. So he's down to one weakened, very weakened ship. And now we're looking at the rest of the Spanish Navy. Oh, and there's another. Oh, that was him. He's taking over the one node he has. So we lost our nodes right now. And I guess I'll go the rest of the way and say, in case something comes up, we'll skip the rest of this turn. Oh, okay, so we won't skip the rest of this turn. This is just a formality. We're just going to auto-resolve this. He is going to take over, excuse me, he is going to take over his province. Let's just let it happen. Woohoo, he lost over 1,000 men to my 48. Tough nut to crack there. We're going to lose another trade node. So we have one trade node. If we can come back and get rid of the Spanish Navy, we can maybe gain back and have a net loss of 1. No, actually, we had 3 to begin with. So if we can get there quick enough, well, we'll see. Let's get rid of the tabs here. And this is where I think I'm going to call it an episode. That extra naval battle was unplanned. The danger of ending an episode with a turn is surprises happen. Army destroyed. Well, yeah, we know we lost that territory. And yes, the region's lost. Thank you very much. The church school in France is completed. And what else do we have? A recruitment report. We're getting a few troops built up in the Americas so we can take Central America away from the Spanish. And hopefully we can come back. And after a long voyage, a fleet has arrived here in India. We're going to go over here. And this is the remaining port we need to get into right there. To cease all trade. And I think that takes care of their trade now. I don't see any other ports. Nothing new has popped up. Let's oh wait, is there any on the, no, because there was no port that had appeared yet over in the territory he gained here. So I think we are applying a stranglehold to the Mughal Empire now. He did during that turn, whether I cut it out or not, I don't know. He moved some troops down into this port along with that port, but we're still blockading them both. So we're in good shape here. That's blockaded. And this one should be blockaded. Yeah, that's the one that has the Navy in it.
Orders ontvangen.
Yeah, there we go. So on that note, we're going to come back, take a look at the map, and see where we can proceed. The Iroquois escaped north of Detroit, so we're going to be able to take that territory as we make our slow move against the Iroquois. We'll see if we can't gather enough forces to make a move against the Spanish, and we'll see if we can't reinforce the coast of Brazil. And for some reason, we got lucky. He didn't make his move in the Straits of Madagascar. ... yet. So anyway, this is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in the world, and I do want to thank you and I appreciate the time you give me in watching this video. Remember, hit that like or dislike, subscribe if you haven't, and leave me a comment, say hi, do something. It gets me, you don't understand how excited I get when y'all leave me a comment. So thanks so much. We'll see you next time.